hit record. So it's running right now.
Okay. And then you'll edit all this.
Yeah, we're going to edit everything together. If you want to stop, answer a question over again, throw something else in there, just let me know.
Sure.
We're just going to splice it all together.
All right.
Unfortunately, I gave you my only copy of the questions. So we'll just go from there. And so that you appear to be making eye contact with me, I'm going to sit here.
Okay.
Please state your name and tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Carl Rosa. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of Main Street Waterbury. It's our downtown management and revitalization program.
How often, Carl, do you use public transportation in our community?
I use public transportation probably a couple of times a year, usually to take the train. If I have to travel to New York City, I'll take the train that way. So I do use it, but I don't use the bus system, the city bus system. I have used interstate buses.
Okay. What do you like about public transportation?
I like the fact that it provides people with options, so that it's not just their motor vehicle, or there's multi-facets to public transportation. It could be bus, it could be rail, it could be taxi cab, it could be cycling. I like the fact that there's options for people, so it's not all dependent on the motor vehicle.
What do you least like about public transportation?
Well, I least like the fact that I think we could be doing a better job in the state of Connecticut and in our community with our public transportation system and the options for people.
Public transportation, specifically the debate about changes to bus service, is a controversial subject in the greater Waterbury community. Mm-hmm. Do you think the current system needs to be changed in order to better meet the needs of the community?
Most definitely I do. I think that there needs to be a consolidation of our transit options in one central location, so that people that are coming into our community on rail can then have easy and visible access to city buses to get them to whatever destination they need to get to. Currently, right now, we're a little bit disconnected in that regard. When you get off a train in Waterbury, you probably have to ask for directions on where to try to pick up a city bus to get to where you need to get to go to. And that would require walking several city blocks to get to that location as well. And that can be in all kinds of weather, inclement weather. It could be at nighttime. And so I think that we're disconnected in that regard. I also think we can do a better job with our cab service. I've heard stories of people waiting for a cab at the hotel for up to an hour or longer. So I think, cabs are located in one location. Buses are in another location, city buses. The interstate buses are in another location. The rail's in another location. So nothing's connected. And I think we could do a much better job providing those options for the rider, whether they be a daily commuter to get to their job or whether they're somebody that's visiting or traveling somewhere. I think we could do a much better job in our community of making those connections.
Do you believe efficient public transportation is a right that should be made available to all residents?
I believe that every community and every state should do what they can to provide the best possible transit options to the population, particularly when people are looking for options and it's not always solely dependent on an automobile. Other countries in our world have figured it out. Why can't we?
The question why we're asking that is because in a couple of the public policy hearings that we've attended, a number of people have said that they feel public transit is a civil right because it is subsidized by federal and state funding. And until we started this project, that was not something that any of us in our group had considered. So that's why that question is in there.
Sure.
Do you have any additional thoughts or ideas regarding public transportation in the greater Waterbury community?
Yes, I would like to see that the city bus pulse point system be located near the area of where rail comes in. I think that if we're to get serious about transit-based development and get serious with providing viable and efficient options for our citizens to use public transportation, we need to do a much better job of connecting those services to the people. We have a significant population in the city of Waterbury and only a few You know, overall percentage of people that ride the bus on a daily basis, 6,000 people, out of a city of 107,000 people, and I think of that percentage, many of them transfer from one bus to another. I think if we had that location closer to other transit options like interstate buses and rail, I think we would really do a much better job with our public transportation.
Great, thank you so much.
Let's hope that flies.
I'm so sorry,
Yeah.
guys.
You came in for the end. I had all my good material first, and then you're gonna have to watch the videotape. Now I'm wondering if I should redo what was the question about?
I actually like the fact that the phone was ringing in the back. I
yeah.
actually think that kind of gives it a little bit of flavor.
Yeah,
to be
that's
honest
fine.
with you,
That's
so
fine.
I don't.
But I
mind-
mean, what should I do for what was the question that I kind of? Read me the questions again. I mean, I know
the
it's
first
still
one
running.
was just state your name and tell
Yeah.
us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah.
The second one was how often do you use public transportation in our community?
Yeah.
What do you like about public transportation?
Mm-hmm.
What do you least like about public transportation? I asked you to comment on whether or not the current system needs to be changed in order
Yeah.
to better meet the needs of the community.
Yeah.
And then the question after that is what changes would you like to see made? You explained that pretty clearly.
Yeah.
Do you believe efficient public transit is a right that should be made available to all residents?
Mm-hmm.
And then the last question was if you had any other thoughts.
I think there's enough for you.
I think you did. I
Add it
think
out
that was
there.
great.
I
I'm
just
actually
do.
going to stop this.
Yeah.